I just found something that breaks everything you think you know about Airbnb. I found 3 properties in the exact same market. Similar size, similar quality, similar everything, but their revenue numbers make no sense. The property with more amenities that sleeps more guests made the least money. In the same market, same occupancy rates. But when I dug in deeper, I realized it's happening everywhere right now. Properties with less stuff are charging hundreds more per night than properties with more stuff. I spent a week analyzing these 3 properties, every review, every amenity, every detail. What I found will change how you think about your listing forever. There are 3 mistakes secretly destroying your pricing power. Mistakes costing hosts tens of thousands of dollars every year. You're probably making at least one of these mistakes right now. The winning property isn't doing more, it's doing less, but it's avoiding the 3 revenue killers that 90% of hosts don't even know exist. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why one property charges $200 more per night than its competition, even with fewer amenities and a lower occupancy limit. Hi, I'm James Fedek, co-author of Airbnb for Dummies and one of the world's leading short-term rental educators. Over my 8 years of hosting through every market cycle, I've personally managed dozens of listings while earning a full-time income myself and traveling the world full-time. I've been featured in some of the world's biggest publications and helped thousands of hosts to level up their hosting. Through B&B Mastery, I've helped over 800 hosts to optimize their business, plus helped over 700 people launch successful co-hosting careers. I'm here to help you with your short-term rental. Revenue killer number 1 is operational friction. And this property is the perfect example of how it destroys your ability to charge premium rates. On paper, the Copper Rock masterpiece looks amazing. 5 bedrooms, 5.5 baths, beautiful golf course location, private pool and hot tub. It should be commanding top dollar. Instead, it's stuck charging 20% less per night than its competition. And when you dig into the guest reviews, you'll immediately see why. Listen to this review from Dominic, who's been on Airbnb for 5 years. He says, "Great stay. Everyone has a great time. I think $100 per night is way too much to heat the pool, but the house is great and clean. $100 per night to heat the pool. And that's just in the shoulder season. In winter, they're charging $150 per night for pool heating." Here's another review from Madison. She says, "We paid an extra $450 to have the pool heated. We figured it out the first night, but the next 2 nights, we could not figure it out, and the temperature you're allowed to set it at is freezing cold. For $150 a day, the pool better be at least swimmable. We feel ripped off." Do you see what's happening here? Every single review that mentions pool heating is negative. These fees aren't just reducing profit margins, they're actively destroying the guest experience and killing this property's ability to charge premium rates. Because here's what most hosts don't understand. When guests feel nickel and dimed, they don't just leave bad reviews. They adjust their perception of value for your entire property. A guest who feels ripped off on pool heating suddenly notices every other little issue at your property. They become hypercritical of everything. Meanwhile, this exclusive villa over here, the top performer, includes everything in their nightly rate. No hidden fees, no surprises, no friction. And guess what? Their reviews are spotless. Guests rave about the experience because they never feel like they're being taken advantage of. The villa charges $200 more per night than their competitor, but guests perceive it as a better value because there's no operational friction destroying the experience. They're actually getting exactly what they paid for. So if you have any hidden fees in your listing, like cleaning fees that feel excessive, or charging for basic amenities like pool heating or Wi-Fi, you're committing revenue killer number 1. You're training guests to see your property as expensive and nickel and diming, which destroys your pricing power. Revenue killer number 2 is poor positioning and presentation. And this is where our 3rd property completely sabotages itself despite having the most amenities. Look at this listing's description. It's a wall of text that reads like somebody threw every possible amenity into a blender. Brand new spacious resort home on half an acre with full privacy and all the amenities. Very comfortably seats up to 24 people. Designer home immersed in palm trees and and stunning desert vistas, plush pool, outdoor living, and sports court. It goes on and on. Ping pong, billboards, basketball, family games, Nintendo stations, life-size games, mini golf, giant chess, tetherball, shuffleboard. By the time you're done reading, you have no idea what makes this property special because everything is supposed to be special. Compare that to the top performers headline: exclusive pool villa, private pool, and hot tub. Clean, simple, focused. It immediately tells you what this property is all about. But here's where it gets worse for property 3. Buried in the listing's description is this line: guests will have access to the entire main home. There is an attached casita where other guests may be staying. Wait, what? You're not getting exclusive use of the property? And sure enough, in the reviews, Shelley mentions, just beware that it has a casita that is very noticeable when people enter or exit with the open windows in the front entry. So property number 3 is trying to position itself as a luxury resort experience while simultaneously telling guests they might have neighbors in an attached unit. That's like trying to sell a Ferrari while discreetly mentioning it shares an engine with a Honda Civic. And then there's this review from Shelley that perfectly captures the positioning problem. She says, it's a bit overpriced from other places I have booked. Even though property 3 has more amenities than the other two, guests perceive it as being overpriced. Why? Because when you try to be everything to everyone, you become nothing special to anyone. Property 3 has positioned itself as the quantity option, not the quality option. And quantity positioning always leads to pricing pressure. Our top performer, meanwhile, has clear positioning. It's the exclusive pool villa experience. Every amenity reinforces that core message, that objective. They all feel intentional and premium because they support the exclusive resort narrative. So if your listing description reads like a feature dump, if you're trying to appeal to every possible guest type, or if you have any shared spaces that compromise the feel of your listing, you're committing revenue killer number 2. Revenue killer number 3 is the one that shocked me the most though. It's focusing on amenity quantity instead of amenity execution. Once again, property 3 has objectively more amenities than property 1. Ping pong table, pool table, mini golf, giant chess, tetherball, shuffleboard, Nintendo Switch, life-size games. It's like they went to an entertainment superstore and bought absolutely everything. But when you read the reviews, guests rarely mention these amenities as standout experiences. They're treated as nice to haves, not must haves. Compare that to the villa listing. They have fewer amenities, but listen to how guests talk about them. Jeremy and Lori say the pickleball court was well used by all of us and it was such a nice plus since we didn't have to leave the house. Jeff says play pickleball in the morning and beat the afternoon heat with the pool. Chris talks about the giant glass patio door that lets us open up the main room to the back patio area and mentions multiple fire pits, one on the back patio and one on the patio on the rooftop. Do you hear the difference? The villa's amenities create memorable experiences that guests can't stop talking about. Property 3's amenities are just stuff. And here's why this matters. Guests don't pay premium rates for feature lists. They pay premium rates for experiences. The villa has created amenities that feel Instagram worthy, that create moments that guests want to share and to remember. The pickleball court isn't just a pickleball court. It's a reason to stay at the property instead of going out. The rooftop fire pit isn't just a fire pit. It's a sunset experience overlooking Snow Canyon State Park. The movie theater isn't just a TV room. It's a nightly entertainment destination for the family. Property 3 has more amenities, but they feel like an afterthought. They're not integrated into a cohesive experience. They're just a collection of random activities. So if you're thinking about adding amenities to your property, don't ask yourself what you can add. Ask yourself what experiences you're trying to create. Then choose amenities that reinforce that experience at the highest possible level. Now, here's how these 3 revenue killers compound each other and why the villa is able to charge $200 more per night despite having fewer amenities. The villa avoids all 3 revenue killers. No operational friction means that guests never feel nickel and dimed. Clear positioning means guests understand exactly what they're getting and why it's worth the premium rates. And quality amenity execution means every feature reinforces the exclusive experience. The result? Pricing power. fantastic reviews. The villa doesn't compete on price because it doesn't have to. It's created a differentiated experience that guests are willing to pay premium rates for. Meanwhile, properties 2 and 3 are trapped in commodity pricing because they've committed these revenue killers. Property 2's hidden fees make guests price sensitive. Property 3's poor positioning makes it feel generic despite having more amenities. And this is the key insight that most hosts tend to miss. Revenue optimization isn't about having more. It's about executing better and eliminating friction. The villa makes $30,000 more per year, not by doing more, but by doing less at a higher level and avoiding the mistakes that destroy pricing power. Now, if you want the complete audit checklist to identify these revenue killers in your own listing, plus our positioning framework that helps you command premium rates, you'll find everything inside B&B Tribe. We break down exactly how to present your amenities for maximum impact, eliminate the friction points that kill pricing power, and position your property to charge premium rates even in competitive markets. B&B Tribe is our exclusive community where we dive deep into case studies like this one, analyze real properties with real revenue numbers, and give you the templates and frameworks to optimize your own listing. For $49 a month, you get access to our complete optimization library, weekly community calls with me where we review member listings, and detailed training on everything from pricing strategy to guest experience design. When you join B&B Tribe, you're joining a community of hosts who are serious about growing their revenue, not just filling their calendars. You can check it out at the link right in the description down below. So here's my question for you. Which revenue killer is hurting your listing the most? Is it operational friction from hidden fees and complex processes, poor positioning that makes you sound like everyone else, or amenity execution where you're focusing on quantity instead of on quality? Drop a comment and let me know which one resonates the most for you. And if this breakdown helped you spot revenue opportunities in your own listing, hit the like button so I know to create more property comparison analysis like this one, because this is just the beginning. There are so many optimization strategies hiding in plain sight when you know what to look for. And once you start seeing these patterns, you'll never look at Airbnb listings the same way ever again. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.